Another day, another perfect empty canvas, just like me.
Is this really happening? How am I gonna get that painting?
It was an oil painting. Of course. It wasn't even wet.
I sold it for $1 zillion. Just like that.
Finally. Then I woke up.
Depends on who's doing the blowing.
This isn't natural. It's like the sky is angry.
Angry? No, child, not angry. Just busy.
It's a supercell. A severe cyclone. I've seen the weather models.
How is a fairy tale supposed to help us?
It's not about helping. It's about understanding.
Rope a thunderhead!
Some folks see a storm and run. Others learn to watch the show.
Will they catch it? The rogue gust?
They always do. Eventually.
Most think the American tall tales were just campfire stories. That's what they want you to think. Declassified files refer to them as anomalous historical individuals. Their histories were intentionally scrubbed, their lives twisted into children's fables to hide a terrifying truth. Paul Bunyan wasn't a jolly lumberjack. He was an unclassified gigantism specimen, a walking ecological disaster who could level a forest in a day. His blue ox was documented as a bioluminescent megafauna, its origin unknown. John Henry didn't just beat a steam drill. Medical reports described his bone density and muscle output as biologically impossible. The strain didn't kill him. It caused a catastrophic cellular breakdown, an event they couldn't explain or contain. And Pecos Bill? Not a cowboy. He was an atmospheric anomaly, a man inexplicably linked to the formation of supercell thunderstorms and F5 tornadoes. Wherever he went, disaster followed. These figures were deemed too powerful, too unpredictable. So they were erased, replaced by cartoons and songs. The files are blacked out, the evidence buried. But it makes you wonder, what other legends were real? And what other tall tales are they hiding from us right now? In the heartland of America, nestled between rolling hills and a sky that seems to go on forever, lies Prosperity Creek. It's a town like many others, with one small difference. Here, history isn't just written in books, it's told on front porches.
Most places have legends, myths, but in Prosperity Creek we have memories. You ask anyone about Savannah, or Clay, or Gus, they won't tell you a story. They'll tell you facts.
The first of these facts is Storm Rider Savannah.
Oh, Savannah, she had a spirit wilder than a Mustang and a will stronger than braided steel. They say in the Great Dust Bowl droughts, she didn't just pray for rain, she went and got it.
In the summer of '33, a colossal tornado, an abomination they called it, threatened to wipe the town off the map. While townsfolk hunkered down, Savannah rode out to meet it, armed with nothing but a reinforced lariat.
She lassoed that funnel cloud right round its neck, rode it like a bucking bronco for 2 days straight, wringing out every last drop of rain until our reservoirs were full. Saved us all.
Then there's the tale of Canyon Claw Clay, a man some say was born from the mountain itself. Geologists have their theories about the Grand Canyon, but folks here know the truth.
My great-great-grandpappy Clay was a prospector. He lost his favorite silver pickaxe down a crack in the earth. Said he wasn't going to wait for erosion to find it for him.
For 40 days and 40 nights, Clay dug. Not with a shovel, but with his bare hands. He tore through rock and bedrock, tossing boulders aside like pebbles, carving a path so deep and wide it scarred the continent forever. He never did find that pickaxe.
This land, it's special, thanks to Goliath Green Gus. He wasn't just a farmer, he was a miracle worker with a seed pouch, said the secret was whispering encouragement to the sprouts.
His pumpkins were the size of small houses, his cornstalks scraped the clouds. During the lean years, a single one of Gus's potatoes could feed 3 counties for a month. His legacy is in the soil itself, but perhaps the most dazzling tale comes from the coast, from the town's old lighthouse, and its keeper, Light Snatcher, Leo. Leo was a solitary man who believed the sky held a power we could use. He saw the waste in every lightning strike, a brilliant flash of energy, here and gone. During the fiercest thunderstorms, he'd stand at the top of the lighthouse with specially crafted glass jars. With perfect timing, he'd snatch the lightning bolts right out of the air, bottling them. They say he powered the entire coast for a decade with his storm cellar full of bottled light. Tall tales, perhaps, but in Prosperity Creek, these stories are the bedrock of the community. They are reminders that with enough grit, courage, and imagination, anything is possible.
They say the Bayou don't keep secrets. That's a lie. It keeps the big ones.
So this catfish, old Jasper, you're saying he's real?
Real. Son, he's a landmark. Swallowed my pappy's silver watch. Still hear it ticking sometimes. They say you're a legend, but legends need proof. Show me, old Jasper.
Grab the rod, son. He pulls. The bayou pulls back.
This storm came from nowhere!
He don't like being disturbed.
You don't fish for Jasper. You pick a fight with him. Silas! It's pulling down your house! Cut the line!
No, he was too big. I let him go. Some things are too big to catch. They're meant to pull you back. Back to what's real.
Ironwood Falls, Montana. From a distance, it's just another town carved from the American West. But look closer. The very landscape tells impossible stories.
Folks around here say this town wasn't just built on gold and grit. It was built on honest-to-goodness miracles. You just gotta know where to look.
It all starts with the mountains themselves. The local legend isn't of erosion, but of a blacksmith. A man named Abel, the Mountain Maker, Thorne.
Abel didn't just shoe horses. He had a forge the size of a cabin and an anvil made from a fallen star, they say. When the valley needed shelter from the wind, he didn't build a wall. He forged a mountain.
Then there was the lifeline of the West, the railroad. But in Ironwood Falls, trains didn't just run on steam. They ran on the word of Eliza Gable, the Whistle Whisperer.
Logistically, the Ironwood Line was a nightmare. Steep grades, harsh weather, yet records show it was the most punctual line in the entire territory. It's statistically improbable.
Eliza didn't need timetables. She'd just walk down to the tracks, lay an ear on the steel, and whisper, "Tell the engine to hurry or take it easy."
While some looked to the horizon, others looked down. Prospector Silas Deep Digger Kane wasn't just digging for gold. He was a man digging for a secret.
He dug deeper than any man before or since. Past the gold, past the bedrock. One day he came up pale as a ghost. He said he'd found it. A slow, steady beat. The Earth's very own heartbeat.
And what fueled these impossible feats? Many would point to a single kitchen, the home of Mama Rosa, whose soup was more than just food.
Town records show a near-zero mortality rate during the '49 flu pandemic. Doctors were baffled, but every patient's chart mentions a daily dose of Rosa's broth.
That soup could mend a broken bone, cure a cold heart, you name it. It wasn't the ingredients. It was the love she stirred in with the ladle.
But connecting them all, faster than gossip, was Flash Finnegan, the postman who defied physics on his daily route.
You'd see him leave, and before you could blink, he was on the other side of town. The funniest part? His shadow was always a step behind, trying to catch up.
It's folklore, of course, metaphors for strength, communication, ambition, but in Ironwood Falls, the line between metaphor and memory is blurry.
Are the stories true? Does it matter? There are stories. They're as real as the mountains Abel gave us.
In Ironwood Falls, history isn't just written in books. It's forged in fire, whispered to steel, and delivered faster than a shadow. It is the town's unwavering truth. On the rugged coast of Maine lies Saltwind Harbor. From a distance, it appears like any other fishing village, a town of salty air, sturdy boats, and resilient people.
Tourists see the lobster traps, they eat the chowder. They think they know this place. But the history of Saltwind Harbor isn't written in books. It lives in the tides and the tall tales.
Here, what the outside world calls myth is simply called history. A history of impossible people who did impossible things. Take, for instance, Silas Moonfish Blackwood.
Oh, Silas. My grandfather used to tell me, he wasn't just fishing for cod. On the clearest nights, he'd row out to the stillest part of the bay. He'd cast his line right into the moon's reflection. Said the light was so thick you could feel it on the hook. And he'd pull up these shimmering silver fish made of pure moonlight.
No one has ever found a moonfish skeleton. Yet, old-timers swear that on certain nights, the fish stew in this town glows with a soft lunar light. The unusual didn't stop at the water's edge. Alara, the lighthouse keeper's daughter, had a unique relationship with the infamous Saltwind fog.
The fog here, it's a living thing, thick as wool. Alara didn't just see it. She could work with it, weave it.
They say she'd spin the mist into rope, a rope that was silent, weightless, and strong enough to moor a ghost ship. Some say she used it to tether the island to the shore during storms.
We've always been resourceful. When the great drought of 22 hit and the harbor dried to a muddy basin, you think that stopped Captain Dusty McGraw? Not a chance. He just sailed on the dust, rigged his schooner with extra broad runners, waited for a nor'easter, and sailed his cargo right across the dry harbor bed to market. Kicked up a hell of a mess.
The town's eccentricities weren't limited to the mariners. There was Bartholomew the baker, whose sourdough was legendary for its lightness. Too light, as it turned out. People had to tie down their bread boxes. His creations would just float off into the sky on a gentle breeze. And on stormy days, all eyes turned to Weatherman Hemlock. He wouldn't just predict the weather, he'd wrestle it, climb the highest cliff with a reinforced lariat, and lasso the angriest-looking thunderclouds, pulling them out to sea.
So you see, in Saltwind Harbor, we don't really separate the real from the story. Because here, the stories are what's real.
When I saw the Leviathan, bigger than any ship on the Colorado, its scales shimmered like gold in the moonlight. The catfish was bigger than a barge. When the truth is too small, you make it bigger.
Out in the vast expanse of the American Southwest, where the sun bakes the truth into the sand, lies a ghost of a town, Mirage Junction. A forgotten stop on an iron road, its history is more myth than memory.
Most folks just see a collection of dust and decay. But if you listen closely, the wind still tells the stories, the real stories. These weren't just settlers, they were legends walking in spurs.
Legends like Sheriff Silas. They called him Shadow Silas, and for good reason. In Mirage Junction, he didn't chase the criminals. He chased their shadows.
A man couldn't outrun his own shadow, see? Silas would wait till high noon, when a man's shadow was shortest, then snap. He'd fling that lasso and rope the shadow right to the ground. The outlaw couldn't move an inch.
Just down the dusty street was the Gilded Gila Saloon. Inside, Cactus. Callie's fingers didn't just play the piano. They coaxed impossible life from the barren dust.
When she'd start one of her special melodies, something soft and sweet, well, it was magic. Outside the saguaros, spiny and ancient, would just burst into bloom. A whole desert of flowers, just for her song.
But it was speed that was king on the plains. And no one was faster than stagecoach driver Tumbleweed Tex. He raced men, he raced horses, he even raced the wind itself.
He once got into a race with a giant tumbleweed, big as a cabin. The wind was howling, pushing that thing like a runaway train. Tex got his coach up on 2 wheels, sailed right past it, tipped his hat, and won by a whisker.
In a land starved of water, Jedediah Skywell Jones was a prophet. While others searched the cracked earth for moisture, Jedediah looked up.
He'd hold up that forked dowsing rod of his, point it at a patch of empty blue sky, and tell the townsfolk, "Dig here." They thought he was mad, but they'd put a ladder up and start digging into thin air, and sure enough, out would pour a cool, clean rain.
But the strangest tale from Mirage Junction wasn't about land, but about time. It belonged to the young telegraph operator, Elias Echo Thorne.
He wasn't just sending messages to the next town. He was tapping into the timeline. He said the clicks and the silences between them weren't just code. They were echoes from the past and future. One night, a message clattered through his machine. It was a detailed warning about a train derailment, for a train that wasn't scheduled to be built for another 50 years.
They laughed, of course, but the message was preserved. And 50 years later, to the day, it happened. Exactly as Elias Thorne had written.
True stories, tall tales. Here in Mirage Junction, there's not much difference. The desert remembers what people choose to forget.
And here, in the silence, the legends of Mirage Junction live on, carried on the wind, forever etched into the landscape of the American imagination. What if the world you know is just a fraction of what exists? Beyond our maps, past the veil of the familiar, lie wonders untouched by time, waiting to be seen. Imagine a valley hidden by mist, where waterfalls defy gravity, flowing upwards into the sky. Here, the air hums with a silent energy, and flora glows with a soft, internal light. Deeper still, we find caves of colossal, impossibly clear crystals. They pulse with a slow, rhythmic light, singing a forgotten song of the Earth's core. Each facet reflects a different future. Look to the heavens, and you'll see islands of granite and green, floating serenely in the clouds. Ancient trees trail vines into the emptiness below, connecting earth to sky. As night falls, the forest awakens. This is not the familiar darkness. Every leaf, every mushroom, every creature radiates a living, bioluminescent light, painting the landscape in moving constellations. And amidst it all, the silent ruins, structures not built by human hands, covered in glyphs that tell stories of a power that predates history itself. They stand as a testament that our world is still full of magic. These places are not dreams. They are Earth's hidden poems, waiting for a worthy explorer to turn the page.
Our world guards its deepest secrets not in maps, but in whispers of the impossible. We are taught the Earth is charted, known. But what if the greatest wonders lie just beyond perception? Beneath the waves, entire cities of bioluminescent coral breathe light into the abyss. Here, ancient leviathans, translucent and silent, patrol realms untouched by sun, their movements a slow, timeless ballet. In the scorched heart of the desert, mirages are not tricks of light, but shimmering doorways. Oases of impossible green, sustained by unseen rivers, beckon to those who know how to look. We journey to volcanic hearts where mountains weep rivers of glowing, liquid crystal. The air hums with telluric energy, and newly formed obsidian pulses with a faint internal light, birthing magic. In the polar wastes, ancient glaciers hold more than just ice. Within their crystalline depths, the aurora borealis is frozen in time, a celestial light show trapped in an eternal, silent dance. There are peaks so high their crowns pierce the veil of our reality. Here the air thins into starlight, and the summit is not rock, but a precipice overlooking other dimensions. And finally a garden, hidden in a forgotten valley. Here time is not a river, but a gentle tide. Flowers bloom and wither in a single breath, while ancient trees live millennia in a day. These are the Earth's hidden Edens, its secret majesties. They remind us that the world is, and always will be, more wonder than we can ever imagine.
We can't go on like this. The river is gone, and we look to the man who promised us water.
The aquifer is dry. There is nothing left.
Jedediah,
You told us you once.
wrestled a storm cloud. Squeezed the rain right out.
Captain Stone assured us the rains would come. Now the well is dry, and we look to him for a solution.
Folks say I was born strong, wrestled a bear my first winter, but strength can't make clouds cry, and the silence was getting loud. Easy, big fella. We'll figure this. Oh, I always do.
How am I gonna wring water from a stone-dry sky?
When the world runs dry, you gotta go find the spigot, even if it's at the top of the world.
Nothing personal. You're gonna be a river now.
They say I gave the valley a drink. Truth is, the thirst gave me an idea. This is our year, Bartholomew. I can feel it in my bones. Well, that's unusual.
Well, son, looks like your bad luck just got bigger.
He's been at that for hours! The lake's still rising!
It'll be in my parlor by supper. This is your fault, McGee. This is my mess. My bad luck. So, how in tarnation am I gonna get rid of a whole lake? We're gonna drink the lake dry. But I need every hand. Every one. Are you with me?
It's the dumbest idea I ever heard. Let's do it.
Heave! Ho! Pull! It's rising! Look, the water! It's going up! Some folks are born lucky. Me? I had to make my own.
A little drink for the lucky lady. Keeps the good fortune flowing.
Fortune? This town is dying, Silas. The well is bone dry.
Weather's just a mood. It'll pass. My beard can feel a change coming.
We're out of time for your stories. We need a miracle.
This beard has found gold, survived blizzards. It's never let me down, never will.
It's over. Pack what you can. Dust Devil Gulch is finished. Silas, if that beard is half as magical as you claim, you'd better make it rain. The town's dying.
A man builds his whole life on a story. One day, the world asks for proof.
Penelope, how in tarnation am I supposed to? Wait. As a rope.
All right, folks, on my mark. Heave with all your might. Heave! It's not moving.
Again! Put your backs into it. Think of water. Think of home.
H-E!
You did it, Silas. I'll be damned. You actually did it.
The beard just gave us a chance. The rest was just plain hard work. Folks think being big is a blessing, a gift from the sea itself. But the world is a mighty small place when you don't rightly fit in it.
Never seen a sky so quiet.
That ain't quiet, Jed. It's holding its breath.
That ain't a storm, Jed. It's the ocean's own funeral.
It's growing. We must turn back.
There is nowhere left to run, Tim. All right, you big bully. Let's let go!
And in that big, empty world, I finally made something that fit.
In Puddlebrook, two things were certain. The sun came up, and I made the pancakes.
It came out of nowhere, Jed. The biggest blizzard I've ever seen. We're completely cut off. Jedediah!
The snow! It's up to the steeple! We're trapped! We'll freeze before we starve!
The firewood won't last a week.
It's the lonely giant of Frost Peak. Heard my grandpappy talk of him. His sigh brings the ice.
Giants. Nonsense. Just a freak storm.
How are you gonna make a pancake big enough for a giant?
For the first time in my life, I didn't know what to cook. Or how. Puddlebrook. To the pond. We've got a giant to feed!
It wasn't just my pancake anymore. It was ours. We did it! Look at the steeple! Hooray for Jed!
When you're young, you think you're invincible. That car was my proof.
There was no way I could stop. It was a moment of pure panic.
I should have taken my ticket, but I chose to disappear instead.
I knew roadblocks wouldn't last forever, but waiting was its own prison.